All right, peace to the family. Peace to all my clients. It's not too much smoke. I've said my piece for most of the day, but I just want to talk to the family for a second. Now you know you can't have certain beverages at the pool, so I had to pour a little something in the water bottle. But you know what, family? My brother Drew, what's going on, brother? What bothered me the most today, I've been hearing over the boxing world is these excuses for brothers to disrespect each other, disrespect our accomplishments. And man, I'm sick of it. You know, there's a narrative going on that we can't get on code. There's a narrative that's going on that black fighters should be able to forget about where they came from because they're trying to get their money. I want to remind you that the COINTELPRO program was real. Our civil rights leaders, some of our greatest minds, they were taken off this earth for money. So when I hear brothers say this, man, it drives me crazy. And when Terrence Crawford gets in front of these reporters, man, or gets in front of a undercover bigot like Piers Morgan and smiles in his face, oh man, don't get me wrong, I support our brother, Bud Crawford. I support him. Salute HC Boxing. My brother, Joseph Townsend. Salute to my comrades. But a lot of times the anger that we have as black men, just talking to the brothers for a second, we got to check ourselves. We have to make sure that we don't take that anger and take it back into the household. We don't take that anger and put it back on our other brothers. Because I'm going to tell you what the real issue is. Champside and I were talking about this earlier today. Yes, Terrence Crawford might feel that he didn't beat the best version of Errol Spence, but it's deeper than that. Terrence is upset because his record is not ever going to look the way he wanted it to. That anger that he really has towards how his career has been curtailed by the elites at Top Rank, by Bob Arum. That anger he is now having towards the brother that actually gave him the biggest fight of his career. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If you all go back in time, because a lot of people try to forget what took place. So let's talk about it. Before Terrence Crawford signed his extension, what happened, y'all? Does anybody remember what happened? What was Bob Arum saying about that brother before he signed his extension with Top Rank? Because we thought that Terrence Crawford was going to go somewhere else because of the crap that Bob Arum was saying. Bob Arum saying, man, I've lost more money with him than ever before. He's hard to promote. And we said, okay, hey, it's on. We know that the brother is going to be a free agent now. We know that this brother's going to go somewhere else. And what did he do? He re-signed with Top Rank. He re-signed with Bob Arum. So my question is, and the brother Drew says he's cooking on it tomorrow. Joseph Townsend, thank you. He said, I could have bought a house in Beverly Hills with all the money I lost from Bud Crawford. Now, is that the kind of person you want to re-sign with? Now, check it out, people. Once he re-signed with Top Rank, they still were not trying to give him the fight. They still were not trying to give him the fight with Errol Spence. It took Errol Spence. Al Heyman didn't want it either. I mean, let's really get down to it. Let's really get down to what the problem is. That's right, Shelton. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. He said that he could have bought a house in Beverly Hills. Now, there was a brother that said earlier, he said, and I agree with part of what he was saying, but this was the part I didn't agree with. He said that, hey, Bud just has the same energy towards whoever comes to him first. He didn't have the energy towards Bob Arum. You all disrespected Al Heyman. You all disrespected Don King. You never called out Bob the way you all called out those other guys. You all never have the same energy. So my question is, what are we doing and what are we talking about? Al Heyman told Errol not to give him the fight. And that was the biggest fight of his career. So they asked Terrence, well, who's your biggest fight? Now, I'm going to say some things because I didn't have enough time to get into this for real. But I'm going to say some things some people not going to like. Because if we don't call out the truth, we're going to keep making the same mistakes. Let's see what the people are saying. Hey, Joseph Townsend said the median price in Beverly Hills is $5.8 million. So Bob was saying, y'all know what he's saying. The median home price in Beverly Hills is 5.8. That's why I was calling him top rate Toby. Hey, the truth is the truth, no matter who like it. Shout out to the Queen Shower. The truth. All right, listen, y'all. I'm at the pool. We're not supposed to be drinking out here, so I had to put a little in a water bottle. But we're gonna sip and talk as a family for a second. So there is a complex that some of these fighters have. They have been handicapped. What do I mean? When Tank Davis is at a press conference and he talks to the non-melanated reporters a certain way, and then he talks to his brothers another way, that is a problem. And don't get it twisted. Just because you are in the front line with the people you came up with, that don't mean you with us. And that's what we got to wake up and stop falling for. Just because they pop up with a black camp, it does not mean they're with us. We got to stop falling for that same trick. Because some of these brothers, unfortunately, what the brother was right about on Champ's side today is some of these brothers don't give a damn about being on code. Some of these brothers, they don't give a damn about being on code. Not only that, they go out their way to let everybody know that they are a non-threat to them. Hugging Garcia after he disrespected everything. Everybody. He disrespected you 3 different ways, and you still hug up with him. You're a Muslim. You're a black man. You have a black family. Disrespected you. You hugged him. That's coward behavior. And you shouldn't get mad because somebody called it out. Boxing is a tribal sport. If you're scared, what did Champside say today? Champside said some of these brothers, they show up with the Mexican flag on because they want to let them know, hey, I'm okay, I'm not a threat. You can stop booing me. You can stop calling me racial slurs during the fight. That's not going to stop. We've been dealing with that in USA Boxing for almost 30 years now. When I was fighting, we dealt with it. That was back in 2009. We're still dealing with it. Let's see what Queen Shower said. Queen Shower said, Ryan wore a shirt calling him a bitch. And he still hugged him. Hey, Ryan. Look how these brothers' faces light up when they get around him. Look how big the smile on Hitch's face when he saw Tio. That's disgusting behavior. Then he calls out Devin, disrespects his home family. Go back and watch the interview, y'all. Disrespects the Haneys. And the men that are standing behind Hitchens, they don't smile until he does it. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch that disgusting behavior, y'all. I can't make this up. I can't make it up. And you can't get mad at me because I called it out. And if you do, you're just going to be mad because the truth is the truth. Let me see how much charge I got on this thing. I ain't going to be here all day, family. I just wanted to talk to you for a second. That's right, HC Boxing. They love a pat on the head. Big Sambo smile indeed. Now watch this. Hitchens becomes a free agent. He clearly needs some business help. I want to point something out else to you. When Cambosis and them got in that scuffle on stage, listen to what Cambosis' side was saying. They were saying, we don't have to bet 50,000. We already destroyed you in the business deal. We getting the back end. We getting butts in seats. We getting the gate at the door. And that's why the Hitchens side really got upset and they kept wanting to bet that 50,000. Because whatever business dealings was done, he had a horrible deal. Now as a brother that has been going free agency, okay, who better to have on your side than Bill Haney? But you just disrespected him. You just disrespected that whole family. Whether you fought his son or not, you don't burn your bridges with an ally like that. But you just burnt that bridge. And y'all are so silly. Some of you brothers keep thinking that you are the special one that's going to be the change. They're going to treat you different. Hold that thought. You think that you're going to be the one that they're going to risk everything that they've been doing for decades and change it because of you. You the special one. Your mindset is like that college kid that goes to the strip club for the first time and they think they're going to be the one to change this stripper's character. You're going to be the one to get her to stop stripping. You're going to be the one to get her to start going to church with you. That's y'all, man. That's you silly Negroes, bro. That can be further from the truth. They're gonna do you the same way. And by the time you realize what's going on, you're gonna have lost so much money it's not gonna matter. Hitchens burnt your bridges. So I'm gonna tell you all what the next plot is. The next plot is somehow, some way, they're gonna try to use Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney to cause a split between us again. Watch what I tell you. It's coming. Everything that I say, everything that I have said, everything that you have heard on the Brother Drew Titans channel, Champside, Queen Shower, Stormy B-Man, the General 78 Sports TV. Everything you heard has come to fruition and it's going to keep happening. But I'm not going to do it. See, this is what they can't let happen. If you take somebody like Devin Haney and you take a group of coaches from the USA Boxing League and you merge them together and they start skipping the boxing combine, the boxing plantation, and they start skipping it, they lose their power. They can't let that happen. So they have to reward those who look like a traitor to us. If you come off looking like you're not on code, they're going to reward you because they can't let that happen. Some of you, that might go over your head a little bit. How do the recruits from Top Rank go get their best fighters? Does anybody know? Anybody in the chat? If you know, put in the comment section. Where do they go to recruit these fighters? If you know, put it in the chat. Queen Shower said the sooner they make that fight and not draw it out, the better. Let them fight before they can manipulate the people. They not listening, Queen Shower. They're not listening. The Queen said, let them fight before they can manipulate the people. See? Because that's exactly what they're going to do. What's going on, D-Man Jr.? The recruiters of Top Rank, Golden Boy, they go to USA boxing matches to recruit. They're watching these fighters at the age of 12 and 13 years old. So if I get a fighter and I can stop them, I can get a hold of them before they become a full mature man, get them signed to a major deal, 3 years, 6 year. We got them. We got them. They did it to Floyd. And as soon as they got Floyd, look how Top Rank tried to do Floyd. If you go study the history, you will know that they did not want Floyd to fight Diego Corrales. Not because they didn't think Floyd would win, because that would have shot him into superstardom. They didn't want him to fight Arturo Gatti. Jay Prince had to come in to help him get that, and actually to help him become a free agent as well. So my question is, why do they keep going over there? Why do they keep signing with Top Rank? DP Rocker, man, shout out to the mighty LDBC. Shout out to the family. I'm not going to be all day because I'm in this Georgia heat and I need to get in some water soon. But all I'm saying is, family, hey, man, we got to stop falling for the same tricks. Ali would never do an interview about boxing and not mention Foreman. Ali would never do an interview and not mention Frazier. Was it Frazier? Frazier did for Ali what Errol did for Bud. Who knew that? Who knew that Frazier did for Ali what Bud did for Errol? Who knew that? They told Frazier, hey, Brother Drew said, we cannot allow these bastards to hijack our talent. Now, that's why I want everyone to comment on the live I did yesterday and let me know the questions they have about getting their kids into boxing, how to keep them safe if they box, how to start your own gym, how to get public safety funds if you need that help. And I'm going to give you the answers. I'm going to give you the answers. But yeah, Frazier, they told Frazier, hey, don't fight Ali. What they're trying to do to Devin, they did to Ali. They used the war to strip him, and they said, hey, all we have to do is keep him from fighting one of the top 3 heavyweights. Frazier said, nah, I can't do my brother like that. They tried to get Big George to do the same thing. But at some point, you got to have enough testicular fortitude, people. I'm sick of hearing brothers say he just trying to get his bag. Man, what does that mean? That mean you a hoe. That's what that means. That means you are a whore, prostitute, Jezebel. Hold on, family, helicopter. Start speaking that truth, coming to get me. But look, If someone can buy you out and keep you from doing what you know is right, you are a whore, Jezebel, prostitute. And you got to stop doing that, bro. You have to stop conducting yourself like that. Especially when you get in front of people, man. Like, what's going on? And I don't want to hear this, you can't get on cold crap, because when you all needed money to get to these events, it was people's grandmothers giving y'all change. It was us raising money for you all. So I don't want to hear this crap about what you can't do. Because we were there for you when you couldn't do shit. Now you get in front of the world and you want to act like you don't know what I'm talking about? Okay. See, nobody who has seen me that has come up can look me in my face and behave like that. I don't know if you all remember that scene in The Godfather. I think it's Godfather 2, when they had got the Italian brother to snitch on all the 5 families. And they had bought someone from the homeland to look at him doing the case, and he had to shut his mouth. He was like, if I snitch, I can't do it in front of him. Because it's something about the people that seen you come up that was there the whole time. You can't do that. That's why I'll always be behind a brother. Pause. That's why I will always support a brother like Deontay Wilder. Every single time. And if you come around me cooning about it, hating on him, you might have a problem. It might be a second fight right there, you and I. The whole world is changing. People are standing up. I'd be damned if we be the last ones to stand up. And I already know for the rest of them, shoot, it's only Tuesday. If Bud ain't careful, he's going to allow them to get in his head. I keep telling y'all, that chip that he has on his shoulder from his mother, Brother Drew Titan, he always points it out. Crawford has a chip on his shoulder because of his childhood. So it kind of makes sense how he is with us. Man, don't let them people use that to psychologically get into your head. Because once you start getting to the point where you say Errol ain't nothing, this is what's going to happen. When you fight Canelo, God forbid it's a draw or you lose, they're going to say, see, none of them will work for damn anyway. Because you've already said that none of them were anything. So that's including Errol, that's including Sean Porter, Brooke, everybody that you've beat, Bud, everybody that Errol beat. They're gonna diminish our accomplishments, all you great fighters from the last 10 years, with this one fight. That's the purpose of this fight. Let me say it again if you missed it, people. The purpose of this fight, if Canelo either hurts Crawford, if it's a draw, they're gonna say that all those accomplishments were a fluke and didn't mean anything. Let that sit with you for a second. And it won't be their fault. It's going to be on you, Bud, because you keep diminishing your own accomplishments because of your hate for that situation. Your real hate for how your career ended up. And what I don't understand is how many black fighters have to go through the same thing for you all to wake up. And you keep signing with them. They did the same thing to Floyd. Why would you go sign with Top Rank again? And you know, they try to calm me down. They be like, Coach, man, everybody can't be on code. You know, you just got the hell. You got the wrong guy. I done seen too much, been through too much. I done seen the sacrifices that I made myself and the people that have come before me make. I would never surrender and say that. Never. Like, bro, how do you call yourself a man and do that? Come on, man, you gotta wake up. It's one thing if you and I have our disagreements in the house, but then you come out the house and act like that. Hold on, I see some movement. Here we go. Hold on, family. I see you. Let's see. Oh man, the Dirt Gang boss. Salute. Queen Shower. Manuel Ramirez. Salute. Oh, and that's another thing. I promise y'all, this is my last point, and I'm gonna get in the pool. Not only are they trying to diminish your accomplishments, but every time they get done with us, somebody tell me who's next. When they get done with us, who's always next? Think about it. Trailer, what's going on? Salute. See, there's a reason why the machine is behind Canelo a certain way and not David Benavidez. The same caste system that they practice in Mexico, they're trying to do in boxing right now. Canelo looks more conquistador, David Benavidez looks more Azteca. So they're putting the machine behind Canelo. It is what it is. They want their champions to look a certain way and talk a certain way. The same thing they did with Clarissa Shields. When she first came out, she was rough around the edges. And they were like, hey, we got to pretty you up a little bit to put you in front of the world, which was BS because Ronda Rousey didn't have to do none of that shit. Right? So what I don't understand, if, David Benavidez, the monster, is knocking people out, putting on great fights, why is the machine not behind a great fighter like this? It's not clicking to y'all by now? Brother Drew Titan, divide and conquer. I'm not letting them do it. See? So the accomplishments of Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez. I just went blank. I had a bunch more in my head. But the foundation that the Mexican fighters stand on, they're trying to ripple that as well. Because if they can make Canelo the new standard, they're going to start using the same platform and blueprint with the franchise title, allowing people to duck. See? All the greats are out the way. They're out the way now. They're gone. So you all got to see the play. Ronda looked like a boy I beat up in first grade. Goddamn. That's crazy, Drew. Yeah, Ronda, boy. And Ronda thought she was bad until she got kicked in the head. But family, I'm in this Georgia heat. I just wanted to give y'all some things to think on. Queen Shawa said that Ecuadorians are one of the melanated groups in Central America. One of my boxing partners, I can't remember his name, from back in the day. He was from somewhere in South America. He was from, man, I forgot. He was from somewhere in South America. And he hit real hard. And he told me that they practiced that same caste system down there. So when I joined boxing at a young age, that's when I really started learning a lot of these politics that, honestly, as Americans, we just wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Nello looks like an Irishman, and he does. Like him and Conor McGregor could be cousins. He looks like a conquistador, a ginger conquistador. But I see the plan, and I'm not going for it. And if you all ever hear me on a panel, those of you who have been around me for a few months now, when you hear me, you know that, hey, whether they like it or not, I'm going to tell the truth. And I expect you to do so. No matter what tribe you are from, I don't expect you to be a coward. Stand and represent your people. I don't expect you to be a coward. But if I see one of ours copping out to that, I'm on you. I'm on you. And I expect a devil to be a devil, but when we start doing devilish shit, nah. Because our kids and our women are always the ones that got to pay the price for that. We have a responsibility. And if Terrence does not deal with that, that's going to be the thing that's going to get in his head when it's time to fight. The same way Chantel Jackson leaving Floyd Mayweather aborting his baby, and Floyd finding out about it on May 1st, 2014, it affected his fight May 3rd, 2014, first fight with Madonna. Go watch the fight again. Go watch the win before the fight. Floyd's head for the first time was not in it. And that same mental break that Floyd had, because you got to think, he was about to marry this woman. I don't care about that helicopter. They're not going to stop this truth. He was about to marry Chantel. Chantel aborted his baby. He found out about it, and it affected him in the ring. If you go back and look, Floyd was on the ropes, and when he was getting hit with those windmill shots, Floyd was just taking them. And we know Floyd is better than that, but he was having a mental break. And if Bud is not careful, the same thing can happen to him. It's not going to be because Canelo's skill is much better. It's going to be because of that whether it's self-hate or outward jealousy or envy, it is something that is not natural to you, that can affect your mind. And all it takes is a split second for you to move the wrong way and get caught in the liver, get caught with a check hook, because you're not focused the way you should be as a fighter. Man, Queen Shaw said Nello looks like an Irishman. La Raza. But yeah, family, that's all I got. I'm gonna see y'all. Probably see y'all first thing in the morning. I'll be tuned in to Brother Drew Titan tomorrow. Hey, and if anybody else is doing any shows, I'm not getting my notifications. You can put in the comment section. If you know anybody interested in getting into the sport of boxing, y'all, just put your questions in any of my comment sections, any video I have, because I'm going to put it all together. And on one big live in a few weeks, I'm just going to answer everybody's questions, and we're going to go over it together, because it's time to prepare the people. We don't die, we multiply. Peace to my family. Peace to the comrades. Peace.